Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we are at another car deal, and this one's a little special if you have a look at some of the cars that are here for sale. But as you guys know, the yen is always changing in Japan, and right now the yen rate is actually going back up. So now it has never been a better time than ever to make sure that you get your dream car from Japan. But what is the local pricing doing? We like to do this every now and then. I've been sticking to doing it every month with just how much the yen rate's been going up and down. So I figured we'd come to somewhere like here. This is called FAC Co. Ltd, otherwise Freeze Auto and Customs. And man, do they have some really nice, I guess, custom cars that you can see here. First, I want to introduce you though to the owner.
Hello,
this is Ishii-san, this is Misawa-san, and then these guys run the workshop, and this is Mitamura-san and and Honaga-san. So they have a full workshop here where they do a lot of the customization and the work and whatnot, and obviously it's a car dealership as well. The best thing though is that Daiki's here with me, so he's helping with a little bit of communication because my Japanese still isn't up to par yet.
And me like English, right?
Yeah, so we kind of meet in the middle because his English is like around the same level. So the main purpose for us being here today is to take a look at what cars that you and I would be interested in buying. Taking a quick look, you can see that there's a Hachiroku here, there's a Sora here, there's a Chaser here, there's this really nice S13 here, there's a Roadster or Miata, Chaser, Aristo, Laurel, Cefiro, more Laurels, S13, S15, S14. You get the point. There's cars here that I know that I would be purchasing, as well as you guys being my audience. But the main point of this video is to educate you guys and let you learn about how much these cars are selling for locally at dealer pricing. Because when you get a car exported to you, it shouldn't really be more than this. You should be paying for roughly around what the local market is here, plus the fee to ship it overseas, and maybe whatever else, you know, whoever's doing the exporting for you for their services is going to charge. Really, this is a good indicator to let you know what the market is doing here in Japan so that you guys don't get taken advantage of. So starting off, there's a lot of cars here that I want to check out, and if any of you are interested in these cars, you can go to their website. I've put all their information and social media in the description, as well as these cars are all listed on Goonet. So let's take a quick look at, say, this Chaser right here. So this is a JZX100. It's manual. It's got an LSD, a ton of nice little mods on there. Looks like it's got some Origin over fenders, an aero on here. Some nice wheels. I like the red and the white. It looks good. Overall, this car looks like something pretty decent for someone who wants to get into some drifting with a JZX chassis. It's already got a front mount intercooler, obviously 1JZ VVTi. These cars are pretty much tanks, and they've been proven over and over and over again. As you guys know, I have a Chaser and I absolutely love them. This thing comes with what looks like a red Recaro in the driver's seat there. It's got a drift button, it's got a nice shifter, shift knob, nice steering wheel, pretty much everything to get you started with one of these cars by the looks of it. Now the current pricing for this listed on Goonet is 2.8 million yen, or if we have a quick look in Japanese at the current exchange rate, is $20,000 USD essentially. Ooh, not too bad. Looks like it's got a rear battery conversion. Nice. 1JZ VVTi. It looks very simple. Doesn't look like anything too crazy has been done, which is good. Which is pretty much all these things really need. Still got stock radiator and everything. This would be really good candidate for someone who wants to get into drifting. And for 20 Gs, that's actually pretty affordable. Not too bad. That's your bonnet stick? This is what Misawa-san uses as a bonnet stick. It looks like a torch. You know, like in a video game, you light the end on fire, and then you like, yeah. So the next car we're going to look at is the Zenki S14. I've got the Goonet listing here so we can look at the price as well. And they won 2.4 million yen for it, which works out to be the current exchange rate, $16,790 roughly. That's actually not too bad for something like this. S14, it looks like it's turbo. It's got a nice front mount intercooler. We'll have a look under the hood in a bit. It's got some nice wheels on there. Not too bad. Oh, you can see some remnants of like a HKS sticker there, which is kind of cool. The car is actually in pretty good shape, all things considered. Not that bad. Definitely a little bit of a fixer-upper. Perfect for someone like, you know, you or me that wants to build one of these. ちょっとエンジンルーム上げてお願いします。We'll take a quick look in the engine bay. You can see the bumper. It's definitely hit a few driveways and whatnot. I kind of really like this because this is very like old school, like how the modifications have been done, and the engine bay delivers as well. Wow, that looks like some kind of maybe a HBI exhaust manifold running the Apexi air cleaner or air pod filter, whatever you want to call it. Looks like Tang coilovers. And the best thing is it's an air chassis, but this all looks clean. It looks amazing. I don't see any of the usual rust issues. It's actually perfect. Even in here, there's no rust. This is actually great. Looking in there and in there, there's no rust. If you guys know, on the abandoned S15, it's a big issue with Silvias and those spots with rust, but this looks really, really good. It looks like obviously we've got the VCT engine. It's still got the stock blow-off valve, which is actually kind of mind-blowing because that's a big thing that a lot of people used to delete. But yeah, overall, very unmolested, I would call this, engine bay-wise. The outside of the car definitely needs a little bit of body work, but that's okay because it looks like the engine room is quite nice. I'm actually pretty stoked on this. This would be a great car for someone to pick up and get into some drifting with. It's actually like already pretty well good to go. Throw on like a crazy nice Origin, you know, aero kit, and this thing would be sick. Or fix up what's on here and just roll it. This is very classic kind of old school, I guess, JDM style, so I kind of like it. So for 16 Gs, this is actually pretty good for a turbo car. So in this video, you guys have been seeing me referring to Goonet, and that's where a lot of car dealerships in Japan list their cars online for you guys to be able to find and whatnot. But if you don't live in Japan, you can't really purchase a car off Goonet, and that's where today's video sponsor B Ford comes in. As you guys know, B Ford supports our program in the Formula Drift J1 series here in Japan. That's why their branding is on the side of the car, and they are Japan's biggest car exporter. But the best thing is that they have a service where if you find any car on Goonet, they can get it for you and make sure that that car gets shipped to you wherever you are in the world. They currently ship to over 190 nations worldwide. So if you're interested in getting any car exported out of Japan, whether it's something here, something that you find on Goonet, or something else at auctions or anything like that that you want to get, hit up my buddies over at B Ford. Use coupon code SAMMIT in checkout as well. You get $100 off your first car purchase and some gifts thrown in your car when you receive it. But otherwise, guys, let's get back to this video and check out these cars. Once again, if you want to get a car exported out of Japan, B Ford is who you need to choose. The interior looks incredible. Actually, really nice. The rear's been stripped out, just like any kind of car from this kind of era, because everyone used to fill it up with tires and stuff when they'd go having a bit of fun in the mountains. Dash has the usual kind of cracks and stuff like that. There's remnants of like some stickers and whatnot, but for the most part, really nice old Blitz turbo gauge. It's done 85,000 kilometers on the odometer, which is freaking sick. That explains a lot, actually. The interior is like pretty nice. This is one of the nicest interiors I've seen in an S14, I'm not gonna lie. The dash is the only thing that needs a little bit of TLC with the cracks, but that's not too bad. Overall, really nice actually. The carpet, the seats. Arigatou gozaimasu.
Hi.
This would be a really good car. For 16 grand, that's not all that bad. Got some really nice modest mods. What do you think, Daiki?
Yeah.
It's not bad, right?
I was interesting this manifold.
Yeah.
I haven't seen like this.
I thought it was maybe like HBI, but it's not, because usually like how the merge collector is on this is very unique.
Yeah.
I haven't seen this one before. Usually it's these two that come up and go down, and then these two come and connect to it. That's very interesting. I wonder what this sounds like. This probably has a unique sound. Anyways, let's continue on to the next car. So taking a look at this S15, it is a Spec S. And I'm sure you can tell by looking at it that it's definitely got some over fenders on here. It looks like this was used maybe, I mean, most definitely used for some kind of motorsports or drifting and whatnot. But once again, perfect example of something, a little bit of a fixer-upper. The interior looks really nice, actually. It's got those kind of rare blue seats. I know those are kind of sought after. The interior's in pretty decent shape. The dashboard doesn't seem to have any cracks or anything in it. It looks really nice. Looking over the rest of the car, looks like we've got some painted calipers, stock brakes, and things like that. It looks pretty good. Having a look at it on the Goonet listing here, they want 2.28 million for it, and if we have a look at the kilometers too, it's done 170,000 Ks, and the price for it works out to be $15,885 USD with the current exchange rate. So this would be a really good S15 for someone that wants to get one to fix it up, plus do a turbo swap in it, or maybe put some kind of different engine in it, like an RB or a JZ. As you can see by the engine bay, actually not too bad. It's fairly clean. You see the usual kind of Silvia rust issues and whatnot, but luckily you can get those panels to repair any of that type of stuff. And it looks like it's only just kind of starting, so you should be able to get to it pretty quickly. But overall, not too bad. NA, SR. If you really wanted to, you could do a bit of work, put some 4Gs in this and make this a turbo motor. But I'm sure a lot of people in the US would just be throwing an LS in this, or like a 2J or an RB, like I said, and kind of sending it. But for the most part, not too bad. Definitely a fixer-upper, like I said, for anyone who's got the time and the resources. This would be a good car for that, and to just get straight into it. Next, let's take a look at this Zafiro. Now, the listing that they have, they want 2.58 million Japanese yen for it. And this thing looks awesome. Nice paint job, some big boy wheels, good fitment. Look at that, can only fit like a finger in there. This is great, this looks awesome. It looks like it's been done really, really well. Usually these come with an RB in them, but the boys said there's something special in the hood of this, so we need to have a look at that for sure. Loving the Recaro party seat. You can see they've been working on some interior pieces here and whatnot. It's definitely manual. It's got a manual shifter there. These things usually came auto from the factory. Got a really nice Defi turbo gauge and a couple other gauges over there, some drink holders that I'm sure will be able to handle 1,000 horsepower. I'm trying to have a look there. Looks like it's done 115,000 Ks. That is cool. Whatever that is, that's some kind of sound controller by the looks of it. Nismo pedals on that too. But the hood, under the hood, let's have a look. This is probably my favorite thing. Oh wow, this actually looks really cool. The clear in front of the logo. It's an SR, all a Spec R drivetrain swapped into it, and it's super clean. Stock exhaust manifold, it's got the stock airflow, everything looks amazing clean. Split fire, coil packs, you got a relocation kit there for the oil filter. This is actually really cool. I would dig this so much. Not bad, you know, upgrade the turbo, exhaust manifold, maybe do a nice little R-Tech with a top mount G25, put a link plug-in in this, and this thing would be happy at around 450, 500. Dude, that would be so cool in a Zafiro. Has the 6-speed transmission in it as well from the Spec R. Everything looks clean on this SR2. It looks really nice. I wonder how many Ks this engine has done. It looks actually super clean. This is a really nice swap. This is actually cool. I would, as much as I love RBs, I'm also stoked on this. So this is obviously, I think it's the 31 series when it comes to the Zafiro. What do they call it? Like an A31 or A series, I think. I'm not sure off the top of my head, but very nice. I love this thing. I love Zafiros. They don't get enough credit. They're so underrated. Very cool car. They're also very hard to find because all of them got shipped to New Zealand and ended up in ditches. But anyways, I almost forgot. The price of this works out to be $17,975 USD at the current market. I know there's a fair few of you guys watching from New Zealand and Australia, and sometimes you comment and ask why I only do the conversion rate to USD, and that's mainly because my audience, when I look at the YouTube statistics, says that you're majority US, as well as that's kind of like the main currency that the world operates by. So that's why I normally find that if someone knows the price in USD, they generally can figure out what it is in their local currency quite easily with a Google search. Got a couple C35 Lorels here, but I want to check out the Aristo. This thing has obviously a 2JZ twin turbo in them. This one's got some pretty nice modifications. Having a look here at the Gnet listing, they want 2.8 million Japanese yen for it. It's got some coilovers, it's got an ORC twin plate, it's just had its timing belt service done, as well as a Blitz oil cooler setup in it. This thing, I think, is it? It is. It's the Vertex edition. This little badge is pretty cool. So let's have a look in the hood. As you can see, the interior, oh wait, it's manual swapped. That is sick. That is actually really cool. It's kind of hard to find these things manual swapped because obviously I think they were only ever released auto, so you got to do some pretty custom stuff to make it work with a manual. But let's pop the hood. Oh yeah, this looks great. Wow. Damn, they've got some actually really good mods done to this. Someone knew what they were doing. So intake mod with the factory airflow meter sensor put in there with that little adapter that's welded on there. It's got a HGAS sequential blow-off valve. Everything looks really nice and clean. Obviously 2JZ, still got the twin turbo set up on here. What I like is this cooling mod. This really helps get any air pockets or anything out of the heater hose at the top of the coolant run there, all the way back here to the radiator. That's a really common mod that I've seen here in Japan that a lot of people talk highly about. Not too bad, actually very clean. Very clean. The fact that it's also manual is super cool. So let's have a look now at what this is in USD, and that's currently about $20,000 USD. Not too bad for a twin turbo manual swapped Aristo. I think that's baller. This drivetrain alone is worth well over half of that now, the current market for these engines and these transmissions. So actually pretty awesome. And the interior, really nice actually. Kind of dig this. The red stitch seat, not bad. What is this? Maybe that's like some kind of custom cover. But the interior is really nice. I think the manual swap's been done really good. You can see it's even got the handbrake added. These things used to come with a foot handbrake, I think, or a dash release one. So that's actually really cool. Not bad. I dig this. Figured we'd take a quick look inside at their shop. It's actually really nice. I like how neat and tidy it is. Lift in the ground. They're working on a 180SX here. Not too bad. A little up top storage area. Japanese shops are very interesting. They get so much done with such like small space compared to shops and how they are like in the US and Australia. It's really cool. A lot of Sunoco product too. We're over in their main storage yard right now, and this is where they store a lot of customers' cars as well as other cars that are for sale. This is one of their customers' cars that they're working on doing maintenance for. This thing is beautiful. The old TA Celica really has a soft spot in my heart. Very cool car. It's very Kaido racer kind of spec. Epic. Anyways, I wanted to take a look at some of their other cars that are for sale. We've got an Altezza, another Sora, another Aristo, and the Crown. I think these are like the Crown like estate athletes or whatever. These things are awesome because they come with a 1JZ VVTi, and it's like a full big station wagon. This thing is massive. It's got a Nardi. This thing's been manual swapped with the e-brake as well. Once again, like these cars came with the foot brake, so to get a car like this with that e-brake conversion done is actually freaking awesome. Look at that. That's so cool. Man, this would be baller cool to have. I love it. 1JZ in these as well, VVTi. Usually these are like really good cars because they were driven by like a bunch of, you know, like grandma, grandpa kind of spec. So the cars are always in really good condition and super clean interior wise. Exactly like I said. Look how clean this engine bay is. Oh my gosh. This is so nice. Definitely a great car to pick up. This Aristo is a Vertex edition as well. Manual swap with the e-brake as well. So 2JZ. Oh man, I love that they've done this to these cars. Usually like these things were just used for, you know, getting their engines right out of for other cars and projects. But to see someone that's actually gone to all the effort of manual swapping them and making the e-brake work from like a JZX 100 so people can have fun with them is awesome. Love this thing. Twin turbo, it's got the Apexi little converter thing there for the cast aluminum housing for the airflow meter. Very nice engine bay, very unmolested once again as well. Super nice. They wanted to show us this car that they've been working on for a customer. Obviously, Datsun Sunny truck, but what's under the hood is really cool. Look at this thing. Coil conversion, individual ITBs. So it's been EFI conversion. Wow, look at the welding on that intake manifold. That's cool because the exhaust manifold and the intake is on the same size. Is this an A-series engine? I think it is an A12 off the top of my head. Very cool. I see Tomei always building these things. So to see this is awesome. And look, he's got a TPS in there wild. It looks like it's running a Link. It's very cool. Obviously still a work in progress, but I think this thing is awesome. And overall, this truck is actually really, really clean. Not bad. So it's got aircon in there as well. They're sorting all that out. That's awesome. Got another C35 Laurel here. Another Crown Estate wagon. This thing is cool. I bet you the engine bay's clean. Oh man. Dude, every single Crown Estate wagon with the 1J that I popped the hood on Looks brand new, absolutely brand new under the engine, under the hood. Jeez. So clean. Has this thing got a manual conversion? Oh, it does. And the e-brake. Look at that. I love that. So cool. The dildo shifter just tops it off too. So I'm sure you can tell with the cars that FAC sells, with the Aristos converted to manual, with the, you know, the e-brakes that have been added to them, to the trans tunnel, as well as like the Crown Estates and whatnot, that their main customer base are drifters. They mainly sell drift cars. And then the best thing is that because they have a shop, they're obviously able to help do maintenance and, you know, further work on the cars and modify them for their customers as well. And that's why you can see there's a lot of other cars in this yard behind me that are customers' cars that have previously bought them. They've been out driving and drifting. They do drift events, which actually they have a really cool drift event coming up at Gunsei Toge course. So if you're interested in that, I've got the information to that down in the description as well. You can also check out the Instagram where that info is too. So if you want to go out and drive with these guys, you're more than welcome to if you're local here in Japan. Just checking out the inside of their shop now. They have this nice little sim setup which customers are allowed to use so you can practice on a set of Corsa and whatnot. And then they have a few little parts and stuff like that for sale. Some quick release hubs, some shift knobs. Oh, this actually looks kind of crazy. Wait, does this plug in and light up? It does. It's like an LED shift knob. That's cool. They get the light up dildo ones as well. Number plate things and stickers and whatnot. They also have their own custom drift buttons. They're called something a little different though. I'll let you guys read that. Oh my god. So I think we're gonna wrap up today's video here. Let me know in the comment section, what was your favorite car here and what car would you pick to take home with you? There's definitely a fair few cars here, and quite frankly, with the current market, they're fairly priced as well. Let me know if you want to see more videos like this or any other types of cars that we should be covering with these kinds of, you know, videos or content, and I will see you all in the next one. Don't forget, as always, like, comment, share, subscribe. See you in the next one, guys. Peace.
He said, son, when you grow up, would you be the savior of the broken, the beaten, and the damned? He said, will you